Hey yo, welcome back to a new episode of Flight School TV. I'm here with my good guest Fendi, man. I appreciate you taking the time out to come chill with me, man.
No doubt.
So, man, this your first time being on the show, so I want to start from the beginning and get your whole story. Are you born and raised in Chicago, and if so, what part of Chicago?
Most definitely. Okay, so I was born on the north side, and I kind of moved around a lot. So from west side to south side, and even the burbs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm from somewhere everywhere.
So how would you describe your childhood?
My childhood, I would say my childhood was good. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you don't, as a child, you don't know you poor. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, like, I hear stories now with my mother. She tell me, like, you know, her and my father, they only had 20,000 for 1 year. Like, they only made 20,000 in 1 year. I'm like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, how y'all survive? You know, because it's five of us. You know what I'm saying? That was living in the household. You know what I'm saying? So
all brothers and sisters.
Yeah. So it's like y'all survive with 20,000. You know what I'm saying?
And then growing up around that as a kid, you know what I'm saying? You know, we always make the most of our situation. So we might be outside just seeing who can throw a rock in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Put crates in the alley and just shoot on those because we couldn't afford rims. But growing up as a kid, you're like, man, this shit was fun. Yeah. But looking as a grown person, you're like, damn, what the fuck was we doing?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For sure. So, like, at what point in time in your life did fashion start meaning something to you? You know, it's different for everybody. Some people might have a pair of Jordans that they saw their uncle wear or they big brother wear, and it was like, damn, I need those Jordans. Like, what was your fashion moment?
I think my fashion moment was my cousin. One of my cousins, he used to always have like the flyest shit, like from down to the shoes. Like he always get every new mic that came out. Even like when Rockefeller had his run, you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga had the big pimpin' shirt that Jay had. I'm like, God damn.
He had all us wearing them.
So I'm like, that's like those moments. Just my older cousin, seeing him and how, you know, he really like I love fashion, but it was like we could never really afford, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother, she never bought me, like we couldn't afford that shit. She didn't buy, you know what I'm saying, like the new mics. She didn't buy, you know what I'm saying, none of that for me. So until I was in a position to get it for myself, I didn't get it. So seeing my older cousin with everything new, that was like really like in my head, like this what I want, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. So at what point in time did you start really like getting involved with it personally? Because, you know, we all had that moment of like, this is when I started liking it. But when did you start like, you know what, I'm able to get some of the stuff that I couldn't afford growing up, so let me, you know, because that's the thing with me. Like, I got my shoe collection crazy. I got like almost like 200 something shoes, and my girl was asking me like, man, like, what is your problem? And I had to think about it, like critically think about it, like for real, like, because I got a problem. Like every time a new sneaker drop, I'm like, damn, I gotta get on that. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's probably from growing up. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to have this shit, you know, motherfuckers, especially through them high school, them early high school years, and motherfuckers like, boy, you still wearing them from last year? Like, all right. So as soon as I got a little bit of money in my pocket, I'm like, man, I'm finna fuck them up. You ain't gonna never say shit about me. Like, my shit gonna always be clean. You feel me? So, like, what was your, like, my moment was, like, in high school when I, like, sophomore, junior year, when I was started getting involved in certain things and I was able to make a little bit of money for myself.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same, because, you know, having, you know, I had an older brother, so, and we was pretty much like the same size. He only a year older than me, you know what I'm saying? So I would have to wear his clothes and, you know what I'm saying, hand-me-downs and shit. So the minute I could afford my own, or, you know, do anything to get, you know, some money to get the things that I like, that's what I did. You know, I pursued that. But I always, like, even my first, like I've always been into fashion, not even knowing. Like, just I remember, you know what I'm saying, my pants was flooding in like the third grade, and I cut them in the shorts. You know what I'm saying? Just doing shit like that, or
Yeah.
like taking, you know, I used to, motherfuckers talked about me and shit, but I used to take like jeans, I cut them up and, you know, make patches on coats and make patches on
Yeah.
shirts and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Just putting your own spin on
Yeah.
it, using the things you had.
Yeah. So I always like those moments made me love fashion, and as soon as I could afford to buy, you know, pretty much like I can't even say what everybody else had, because I didn't want anything that everybody else had. Like if niggas was wearing Rockaway, I try to go get, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
something
Jabos
else.
or
Yeah,
Echo, you did something.
I always had to be the first with it, and then as soon as everybody else started wearing it, I wasn't fucking with it.
I think that's a Chicago thing, man. I wish we can get back to that, because that was a beautiful time to live in, when everybody was so original. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can almost see a person and be like, oh, you that type of person.
Yeah.
Not judging, not stereotyping, but just the way they carry themselves, their whole vibe. And now with social media, it's like the line's been blurred.
Yeah.
You can't tell a Chicago guy from a New York guy.
Man, it's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? It's kind of like we all look like we from the same place.
It's crazy.
But back then it was so original. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell, like, oh, he got a $150 on, and that thick Avirex coat. You know what I'm saying? He from Chicago.
Yeah.
And we don't got them identifiers.
It was even more distinct than that too. Like you could tell like, oh, he from out west. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just from how he dress. You know what I'm saying? Like
even to the region of Chicago. Which region of Chicago are you from?
Yeah, you can't even tell that. Like, and this thing like me and my niggas, we used to get fly just to go post up in the alley. You know what I'm saying? We be on 79th and Lafayette, and we'll be in like Louis, Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And throw parties in the alley. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we was
without
like,
even being broadcasted. Like,
nah, it wasn't no social media. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But shit, this is what we, you know what I'm saying? We used to have, motherfuckers just used to come. All the girls used to come, you know, and that was like, we had our own identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, between like Lafayette, Perry, you know what I'm saying, right there on 79th, we had our own identity. Niggas nobody in the city really dressed like us. Yeah. And niggas knew it. I used to style whole neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? Like, but go ahead, you know what I'm saying?
No, man, talk that talk, man. That's what we here for, man.
Yeah. Niggas just look at me crazy. Like, I remember I was the first. I remember when niggas like didn't even know shit about True Religion, right? This like before 2 Chainz and all of that. This had to be like maybe 2000 and maybe like 4. You know, it was 2004 maybe. And I used to come through. I used to order the True Religions from the store in Los Angeles, and I used to pull up. You know what I'm saying? And niggas just look at me crazy. Like, this before niggas still wearing big jeans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My jeans wasn't even tight. But motherfuckers like, why the fuck you got them tight ass jeans on?
Yeah, because if you wore shit that was fitted, niggas was like, man, what you on, bro? Like,
and I started putting that with Ralph Lauren, and I'm telling niggas like, this was what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And then I look up, and then I see like Jim Jones wearing it. Then 2 Chainz start wearing it. Then everybody in the city wearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what the fuck? Y'all was just talking about me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then somebody come along, make it acceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now they riding the wave.
Yeah. I never been like I remember when I was in college, I was wearing I had Pradas damn near in every color, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as I started seeing niggas wear fake Pradas, I threw all my Pradas out. I threw all of them out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember that, man. Everybody was wearing Pradas. Like, man, like everybody.
Anytime
you knew they couldn't be valid. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't, because it just didn't match up from head to toe.
Yeah. Anytime shit like catch on like that, where it's like everybody doing it and then they start bootlegging the shit, like, I switch up. You know what I'm saying? Before anything.
Yeah.
And that's where I got my name from. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas start calling me Fendi because I was living in DC, and I was living in DC, and I used to always drive up to New York. You know, so it was like 3 hours. I used to drive up there, and I'd go shopping, in the Fendi store, right? And this is around the time, like, give you a reference, like everybody was wearing Gucci. Like this was like the big, like before, you know, this was like when Gucci had, you know, Gucci, everything has like resurgence, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like Gucci having a big resurgence right now, but before that, you know what I'm saying, like a little bit ago, Gucci was played out, and then around like, what was that, like 12, 13, maybe, Gucci was like, you know, everybody wearing Gucci. So at that time period, I'm coming back to the crib, and I got on Fendi shoes, and niggas like, do Fendi even make shoes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they looking at me crazy, like,
Yeah.
where the fuck you getting this? You know what I'm saying? So that's when niggas start calling me Fendi after that. Like,
Yeah, a name you earned out here.
yeah, they just niggas start calling me that because they didn't know that Fendi made, like, I introduced that. There's no Fendi store here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so they like, damn, like, niggas was wearing what they could get, really. But I was traveling, and I was doing, like, niggas will tell you, like, anybody that know me, they know, like, they'll tell you, he was doing Versace before the Migos. Before the Migos rap, I had Versace everything. Like, I didn't even know this shit was going to be big as it is, you know what I'm saying, or that it was, you know what I'm saying, because it kind of died down a little bit. But, like, I always had that trendsetter mentality. Like, I want to do something that nobody else doing. I don't want to be, I hate that monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think Chicago breed those type of people.
Yeah,
because Chicago is a real, even though it's a segregated city, it's real competitive out here when it come to, like, and I use the word fashion,
yeah,
but motherfuckers just, you can call it drip, whatever you want to call it, know what I'm saying? Back then we was calling it just getting fly, know what I'm saying? Like, it was corny to look like the next motherfucker.
Most definitely.
Like, if you had something, let's just say you pulled up with custom Air Force Ones or something.
Yeah.
You put the little Gucci print on your Air Force Ones.
Most definitely.
It's like, all right, cool. What I'm finna do though is that I'm finna go get
go get the Burberry.
I'm finna go get these. I'm finna put the Burberry on there with the airbrush. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's always been that type of element where it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, you did that. I don't want to do exactly what you did. I want to do something colder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Chicago is just the atmosphere and the environment of Chicago breed those type of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your story is very similar to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your individual style is what sets you apart from a lot of people at the same time.
Yeah.
So at what point in time did you want to decide to take your sense of style and turn into a business, like with your clothing line? I asked you off air, you was like, man, it's an interesting story.
Yeah. So I guess I've always been selfish with my style, right? So I had created a logo for me as an artist, right? And it's very similar to the Bear logo that I have now. It's just some minor differences, like I threw some more chains on there and just, you know, different shit. But so I had drew the logo up, right? Or I had my people draw the logo up, but I told them exactly how I wanted it. Boom. So I got the logo, right? So now I'm just promoting me as an artist with the logo, and then I made some shirts, and really I just made some shirts for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make them for anybody else.
Right.
So my man's like, you know, well, one, niggas was like steady asking me where I get the shirt from, and everybody wanted to buy one basically. So I'm just, you know, I pressed some
Was it
shirts.
the color or was it the actual design? Like, what was they saying that was about it that they wanted to grab it? Or was it just because of you? You know what I'm saying? Some people might categorize you as the guy with the drip. They might want to ride the wave.
I think it's a combination of all those things. Like, so the color was unique. It was a off blue color, and then the logo is very unique. You know what I'm saying? It's a polar bear. He thugged out. You know what I'm saying? Got chains on, so it was different. So when people start asking me, you know what I'm saying, like where I get the shirt from or whatever, I'm really not, I press up some to sell, but I really like, I'm still not taking it serious. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sell a few. So I keep selling out the shirts, right? So my man's, man, you playing with these shirts. Because my whole thing is, I never want to be that nigga like, yeah, I got a clothing line and I'm selling t-shirts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just me personally.
Right.
No shade to anybody else, but
just your own set of standard.
That's a t-shirt brand. That's not a clothing line. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want a t-shirt brand. You know what I'm saying? I got my logo. I'm promoting me as an artist. So my man's like, you don't understand how fly this shit really is. You being modest about it, right? So from there, it clicked in my head in that very moment. I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's where I got the name from, Modest. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give my homie credit, Byron. You know what I'm saying? B out the name. You know what I'm saying? He struck the idea and made me take this shit serious. So from that point, I'm like, okay, all right, let me go ahead, put some real bread into this, and let me do this shit the right way. So the very first piece I made was it was a varsity jacket. I call it the ketchup and mustard.
I think I've seen that.
You know what I'm saying? So it got the red sleeves, and then it's like a mustard color, and then I got a rabbit fur patch, even down to the zipper. You know what I'm saying? I should have brought some shit with me.
Oh, we gonna definitely get some footage of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not our last time seeing each other.
Okay.
For sure.
But even down to the zipper, like I wanted this, even like the zipper has the bear head on it. I got the cashmere sweater on right now.
Yeah.
But the first piece I did was it was my varsity jacket, and I pressed up maybe 10 of them at first, and the hardest thing really, nobody, like I can't say nobody wanted to help me, but at first, like nobody was fucking with me. Like I was asking questions, like, I was going to stores, like, talking to black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Talking to people I know
that
I didn't shop with. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I want to do this. People fucking with the t-shirts. Ooh. Shout out to Platinum and Plugs at Iridium, because they really gave me the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Platinum a good guy. That's like a big brother to me, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Platinum, man.
Yeah.
Keep your head up dealing with what you're dealing with.
Most definitely. So they were some real niggas. They was real genuine. I spent a lot of money with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, already. So, but just for me shopping with them, me being in there, I used to rent their store out and do events in there. It was we had built a friendship. You know what I'm saying? So
good guy, man.
They seen what I was trying to do, and they was fucking with it. So my first jacket, my first few jackets actually, I used their manufacturer, and then
see that, not to cut you off, but that in itself is dope. And that's a real nod to Platinum, because a lot of motherfuckers, they hold them tight to the chest, because they feel like, for some reason, people feel like if they help you shine light on yourself, it's gonna dim they light in some type of way. I don't understand that logic, but a lot of people live in that type of thinking. And man, that's why I gotta shout out to Platinum, because he embracing, he want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't no hater.
So from there, we have two totally different brands. So it was only so much that I could do with their manufacturer, because their manufacturer was specific to the things that they make. And what I wanted to do was totally left field from what they were doing, that I had to do the research and find my own manufacturers. You know what I'm saying? But just even knowing that, oh damn, I can't do this. Not that I can't, but it's more feasible for me to go overseas and get a manufacturer in Pakistan or somebody in China to do different pieces, or to do specific, like if I want to do a cashmere sweater, I should not go to somebody in Pakistan, I should go to somebody in China, because that's where cashmere is produced at. You know what I'm saying? Across the world. But you have to do the research to figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not to cut you off again, but major key right there. Understand what he just said. A lot of times the information might not be available, but with the right research and the right, if your grind is right, you gonna find a way.
You're gonna figure it
You
out.
know what I'm saying? So definitely do your research. If you follow Fendi and you wanna, you know what I'm saying, follow in his footsteps, understand what he did right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no blueprint laid out in front of him.
Yeah.
He just did the work.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta do the work.
And then on top of that too, right? Now, of course, much love to Platinum and Pugs, right? But that, like, I didn't ask. Like, I didn't I'm not that type of nigga like, man, give me the plug, woo woo. I made sure that I hit their hand and made sure that I paid them. You know what I'm saying? Even though they wasn't gonna charge me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I made sure I paid them, and I let them take care of it. You know what I'm saying? They just middlemaned it for me. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of times that's necessary in the early
Most
stages.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a lot of missteps with a lot
Most
of the
definitely.
youth right now, with a lot of the shorties.
Yeah.
They feel like, man, I can do everything. And certain, like, if you do music, that can apply.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely.
Like, go ahead. You can set up your own studio.
Yeah.
You can learn, teach yourself.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain things like what we discussing,
Mhm.
it's just a no-brainer. Why would you sit here and try to create this on your own when somebody in China or
Yeah.
Pakistan or anything
Yeah.
like that can do it at a low rate
Yeah.
and get your shit the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of you going through the learning curves and fucking up along the way.
Yeah. So I had to really go through the process, and you know, shit, that's part of the process too. Fucking up, you know what I'm saying? You gonna spend some bread, I had to learn, right? I had to learn. So, like, this was like one of the earlier pieces that I created, my cashmere sweater, right? And this, I hold this as like my Rolls Royce to my brand.
Yeah.
So I understood that this is going to be a loss in the long run. You know, not very many people, I'm not going to say not very many, but in the early stages of a brand, creating that brand awareness, everybody's not going to pay $500-$600 for a sweater. You know what I'm saying? With a cashmere sweater with rabbit fur on it. Everybody's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was going to take a loss on this, and I invested. My initial investment was $10,000 just for the sweaters, right? And then I had to buy the fur separate from another manufacturer. I had to find a manufacturer, and both of them were in China. And then I got the fur sent here, and I got the sweater sent here. And then I had to find somebody here to make, because nobody, I had probably maybe 20 samples made overseas, and they just couldn't get the shit right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to these motherfuckers, you know, it's a big time difference. I'm up all night. I'm not sleeping for weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they hours of operation is at night. You know what I'm saying?
Opposite from ours.
It's opposite from ours. So they FaceTiming me and shit. They not understanding what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, they confused and just, you know, so I had to really, like, you got to really figure it out. And I had to find somebody here to make this patch, you know what I'm saying, and put the fur on the sweater for me, you know. So you gonna spend some money, you gonna make mistakes, you gonna spend time, and this shit is not easy if you want to make a real brand. You know what I'm saying? That I want something, when I set out to do it, I wanted something that is going to last a lifetime. I don't want, like, my role models is like niggas like Ralph Lauren. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Lauren, his shit is forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
timeless.
Like,
and he said that early on, that's what he wanted. He wanted timeless pieces.
Yeah.
So he would revisit, like, stuff that he grew up seeing his family wear.
Yeah.
He would take that as inspiration, repurpose it, because he knew that if he was young and he seen people that he grew up when he was growing up wearing that, then, but he's young and he still wants it.
Yeah.
That's when he realized, like, okay, it's a market for this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the sweater that my uncle likes to wear, and I'm gonna repurpose it, and I'm gonna put my label on it, and it's gonna be timeless because I'm young.
Yeah.
I know it'll be a repeat cycle with people that's gonna learn how to love this, and you took the same approach. It sounds like.
And that's the thing, when you building something that's timeless, it's not gonna catch. It may not. It may not. But more than likely, that shit is not gonna catch immediately. You're not gonna make it, and then everybody's gonna fuck with it, and you're gonna make $1 million right away. Now you going, it's like I'm in this for the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like I love to do this, you know, so I'm in this for the long run. Regardless if people are not, it's not catching right away, if I'm spending bread, if I'm going broke, whatever the case may be, I'm in this for the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I love. This is my passion. So I'm not concerned with making a quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? Money is gonna come. Money comes. You know what I'm saying? I don't focus on money. Money is gone. Like we live like money is around. It's gonna come. I'm focused on what I love, the art of it, and I'm not gonna disrespect the art. I'm like I love this shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's what made me want to sit down with you, because as a person that I done interviewed, man, tons of people, and often I started developing an eye for certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like I can tell, like, okay, what bro doing right here, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely different. But to co-sign what you was just saying, you know, leading up to the interview, I had to do a little research. So of course I'm on the page, I'm looking up everything. I'm like, damn, this shit dope, this shit. But to co-sign what you were saying, like I see some shit at the beginning of your page that I'm like, I want to buy that shit right now. You feel me? So and that was maybe last year or something. You put that out or something like that, and I'm like, damn, I'll buy that shit right now. So it sounds like the objective that you're trying to reach is you definitely hitting your mark with the pieces that's gonna last over time. Because if you draw something last year and I just seen it and I'm like, damn, I'll buy that last year piece though. That's a good sign in itself.
It's like I really study fashion, right? So like I saw when Balenciaga first started, they didn't start with that fat ass shoe. A lot of people think they started with that fat ass shoe, right? Their first shoe was like, it was a sleek shoe. It was like the laces were kind of hidden almost. It was like a mid top. But they had that shoe for damn near 10 years. That same one shoe, like that was damn near the only thing they had was that one shoe. You know what I'm saying? And from that one shoe, they were able to create what they have today. So
even on the smaller scale, you can look at Puma. Like people wearing those Puma RX whatever, that's been a model for like 5, 6, 7 years. Like that model, the model in itself, it came out a long time ago.
Yeah, we got a lot of examples of it. We got the Air Force One. We got just the original polo with the little horse on it. There's so many different examples. You look at that one. It's one piece. It's like this piece for decades. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, how the fuck?
And sometimes it take people a minute to catch on. Like, I actually like these. Like, all right, now you come around. Like, we're gonna stock the warehouse for you now that you're around.
So if you focus, so my whole mindset is like, if you focus on the quality of it, everything else over time will connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Everything else gonna come together. So I'm big on, like, right now I could have been put this ski mask out. Like it's a ski mask I've been working on. You can ask Merk, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, when I first had the blueprints of, you know what I'm saying, the mock-up of it, like this was like damn near 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I still have not released it because it's not all the way to my standards. So as soon as I get it all the way right, that's when I'm gonna put it out. Motherfuckers see the sample of it, they been begging to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have took pre-sale orders and I probably could have made a quick 5,000. You know what I'm saying? But that shit has to be all the way right for me to put it out. You know
because it represents you at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want somebody to get something and be like, man, this shit, something fucking up on this side scratching.
Exactly.
You want to make sure that you happy with it at the end of the day. Because you know what I'm saying, if you happy with it, then you know what I'm saying.
I'll be so, like, I know they be so irritated, like the manufacturers, because like sometimes down to like the blend of fabrics. Like I be like, I want 33% wool. I want 20. I be fun, like, you know what I'm saying. They be mad.
Because when you been, I definitely co-sign that, because like, you know, one funny thing about me and something that I do is that whenever I'm outside shopping,
I look at the tag.
My girl always talks shit to me because I always gotta touch and feel the material. Like it can look good as fuck. Yeah. And that don't matter to me as much as when I touch this, what it feel like. Now, if it feel like some sandpaper, but it got a raw ass design, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But when you mesh the two, you know what I'm saying, with the quality and the creativity, it's a win. It's definitely a win. But I do want to ask you, what made you go with the bear specifically? Out of like, out of all types of things that people come up with, you chose the bear and you kind of been consistent with that message.
So the bear, it's a combination of different things, right? Um, there's there's so many brands, like there's a lot of brands with the bear. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, right? Even like it's gonna sound funny, but like even like you got the Klondike bear,
Coca-Cola.
you got the Coca-Cola bear, even like the Ralph Lauren bear.
Kanye had a bear.
Kanye had a bear, right? So I'm looking at all of these like bears, right, for brands, and they always like um they grab people's attention, and and when I was searching for a logo, I wanted something that represented me, represented my name, you know what I'm saying? And this was before before I officially attached Fendi to my name. My folks just called me that shit so much that it was like I had to attach it to my name. But before that it was just Frost, you know what I'm saying? So um that gave me the inspiration for I wanted a polar bear, but I wanted him to kind of reflect like I wanted to reflect me, but I wanted to be kind of rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody likes the rebellious anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you like the rock star, you like the rapper, you like the D-boy, whatever it is, whatever's rebellious, people attract to it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted it to be rebellious. I wanted to reflect me, and I felt like the bear, any I ain't gonna say any animal, but 9 times out of 10, if you pick an animal, you know, it's gonna go if you put it in the right way. But it had to be an animal in my head because like I'm a big like I said, I follow Ralph Lauren. Of course, you know, you look at Lacoste, you look at other brands. Like a lot of these popular brands have an animal attached to them.
Yep.
Even like you said, Puma. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of popular brands have that animal attached to them, and if you can make it, if you can grab people's attention, that should last forever. You know what I'm saying? That bear stands out in your head forever. You can't unthink that.
Yes, indeed. So, like we already touched on the fact that you do a lot more than shirts. Like what? Let's go down like some of the pieces that you dropped and that you plan on dropping, like outside of just like the shirt aspect. Cause like you said, you done a varsity jacket.
Yeah.
I think I done seen some Scullies.
Yeah. I got cashmere Scullies with embroidery on them. I got I got 2 varsity jackets, wool with leather, and then both of them have fur patches with my logo on the back. I also have a complete leather varsity jacket. I also have bombers. I have a few bombers. It's a Cordura material. It's a lighter weight material. And both of those have fur patches on them as well. What else?
Even something that's on the way, like you was talking about the ski mask you got on the way.
What? Yeah, the ski mask. I also have a aviator jacket. Right now, I have to actually replenish them. I done sold out for the 3rd time. But that's one of my favorite pieces because I named it after my best friend who was killed. You know what I'm saying? There's some fly shit that he'll wear. The Allen Loren Aviator. But I got a different collections coming. So I got a Don't Be Racist collection coming, and hopefully, you know, I get everything right so I could drop it, you know, February. But you know, I had one of the jackets on. I was just with Young Thug. He was up here. I got a picture on it's on Instagram with one of the samples.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. So
I seen that.
it has a patch that says "Don't be racist." It's like a race car patch, but it says "Don't be racist" on it. Has my bear logo on the back. The jacket is black and white. This hat is from that collection as well. It's a 5-panel leather hat. I got another 5-panel hat with a drawstring in the back. It was just something different. Everybody's doing like the snaps in the back or the bands, but it actually has a drawstring.
That's cool.
And two of the sides are denim, the front is satin, the brim is suede, and the top is suede. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, some real tastemaker shit.
Yeah. So I be real big into the materials. So
Yeah,
I got an all
I'm
suede.
big on that too.
I got an all suede jacket. I got the sample right. I'm just working on the fit of it. I just don't. I'm not comfortable with how it fits. Everybody, a lot of my a lot of my homies, they think this shit is perfect, but I think the fit. It should fit a different type of way. I want it to look a different type of way when it's on people. So I'm still working on that. I got so much shit that I got so many designs.
Yeah, so definitely expect Fendi and Flight School TV Part 2, man.
Yeah.
When you get all this stuff you name, we can't fit all this in one episode, big dog.
I got puffer jackets, like suede puffer jackets with fur, like the back half of the jacket is fur. Like I got some crazy shit that's like it's gonna fuck people's heads up when they see the shit. Like they like.
But I did want to ask you, because we do live in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, and we got people in Chicago will refer to the city as like a crabs in a barrel mentality, but. There are moments like what you just said when Platinum embraced you, you know what I'm saying? Where people are embracing. We are it's something about us where we standoffish, you know what I'm saying? Until we know you, we kind of keep this guard up like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep you at a distance. But has Chicago embraced you and your movement, like to the point where you feel the love? Like not just, from certain people that's been helping you and from the consumer standpoint, but even from the people that's already established in the industry who already been doing things in fashion. Do you feel the love coming from like even those companies?
No, I only feel love. I've only gotten love from Platinum and Pugs. Like they was the only, and I know several of these niggas like. But I understand too. I'm not an idiot. I understand like you said earlier, people look at you as competition. People really like they fear me.
Your potential.
Yeah, because they like I've been doing this shit for so long. Even like I'll shop with a lot of these people.
Yeah.
And they know, like niggas know me as like it's no secret. Like niggas know me as being one of the flyest niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say this, people say it, you know what I'm saying? So like when you put that with I was never comfortable with just being a consumer. I've always wanted to create. Like I like that. I love looking good, but I don't find joy in spending my money with people I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I find like my biggest joy is creating. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a creative. I go crazy if I had to keep all of these ideas in my head.
And that's probably why you also do music also.
Exactly.
Because that's another avenue of creating.
Yeah.
So how does speaking of music, how does music tie in with fashion? Because we see it like with guys like Lil Uzi, you know what I'm saying, Young Thug, who really A$AP Rocky. People that's really like known for they looks. But they music is good too. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But when you speak of these artists, you be like, oh yeah, fam, he be getting fits off. Like he be. So like, how does music tie in with fashion in your opinion?
I mean, I really like honestly. I didn't fuck with artists if they wasn't fly. Like
Cameron was one of my
Cameron was
rappers.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Cam is a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, came through with the big pink mink.
And he did shit. Like Cam is my type of nigga. I don't even know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he did Pink in the air. He did Pink in the 2000s.
Yeah, when niggas was on that gay bias type stuff. When
He
people
did
said,
Pink in 2000. He had a
Yeah.
pink Range Rover.
Yeah.
Who could do that? You know what I'm
and people
saying?
was calling all types of names. He was like, "Fuck y'all, this shit cold." And now the world is
You see what I'm saying?
trying
Like
to catch up
niggas
to
like
him.
that who outside the box.
Right.
Like the old Kanye.
I think Fab deserve a little
Fab,
recognition.
most definitely.
Fab gets slept on.
Fab a dog. I
Yeah.
don't think he slept. I don't think he slept on.
Not no more,
Yeah,
but
not no more,
you know,
right,
for a
right.
long time he was
Right.
flying under the radar,
Yeah,
but he was
facts.
fucking shit up for a
Yeah,
long
the
time.
throwback jerseys.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga, he was always a fly nigga.
Definitely.
Like it was just the old Kanye, not the new Kanye. This nigga dressed like an inmate.
Yeah. He's like,
Hey, DC Young Fly, he said some funny shit. He like, Kim be freeing the prisoners and he be wearing their clothes.
Yeah, and he be wearing their clothes. Yeah, I see that.
Funny
man.
as hell
I
for
see
that.
that shit on like Vlad TV. I think I seen that
yeah,
shit.
he tweeted
Yeah, that
out.
shit was funny.
But you know, I think he going through a little something. So you know,
Yeah, you know, we wish the best for Kanye. We know he dealing with little mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? We wish the best for him. You know what I'm saying? Come home, man.
Yeah.
The fuck out of LA, man. Come home. You need to be here with the real ones around you. You feel that real energy. It'll pull your spirits right up. You feel me?
He needs something. I don't know.
Definitely. But so like your creativity is something that you can almost I'm not saying this at all, like, but it's kind of like what we seen in Kanye. I'm not saying that you at that level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that the creativity aspect of I want to do this, I want to do this, and just get these thoughts out. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the approach that I'm feeling from you right now. Like, because Kanye was doing music, but he was making beats, but he also wanted to get his creativity off by rapping.
Yeah.
He also wanted to get them fits off and let motherfuckers know, like, I'm backpacking shit, but this shit cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I get the same feel from
he a genius. He's a genius, and I think you know, him being so like he is fashion right now. Even though he tacky, you know what I'm saying? He is fashion right now because he put Virgil in position, Jerry Lorenzo, Fear God, you know what I'm saying? Don C, you know what I'm saying?
Jasper.
Like, so it's like all of these different aspects, like from Off-White to Louis Vuitton to Fear God to, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these people have influenced the culture, and they are the culture even from the Yeezys. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with the Yeezys. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, you know, like. But it's like people looked at Kanye like he was crazy, and it took years for Kanye to get where he is right now. And I feel like I'm the same type of nigga where I have so much foresight. And I see things like I'm in it for the longevity. Like I want to own my own factories. I think he doing this shit right now, which is crazy. But like you can ask people 5 years ago, they gonna tell you the same thing. I said one day I'm going to get, and I swear to God, I think Kanye took a play out of Ralph Lauren book where he went and got him all that property out in Wyoming.
You know he did.
But I said the same thing. I said I'm finna give me a ranch in Oregon. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give me some factories. I'm gonna have people, I'm gonna do everything in-house. Everything, like from growing, you know, the whatever we need to make everything, you know what I'm saying? Having the cashmere on hand, you know what I'm saying? Looking at like everything that I can do in-house, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's next level thinking. That's the approach I take with Flight School TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tyler Perry, like you talk about what Kanye did for the fashion. Yeah. And I look at what Tyler Perry just did for the media.
Right, exactly.
He bought his own studio out there. Y'all come to me. We hosted Miss America at my shit. You feel me? Like, damn, that's a powerful movement, especially being a black man. You feel me? Like, you at that point you get to choose the type of people you employ. Nah, fam, you can't work for this company. You an asshole. You qualified, but you an asshole. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But you get to make those executive decisions. And when you got your own shit, and just the fact that I'm listening to you talking about, like, man, I like your projected path. Yeah, it seemed like you got the shit figured out. It's just waiting on the rest of the world to catch up to the movement.
That's pretty much it. Because people call me crazy. Like they didn't, you know, people project their fears on you. They tell
Yeah.
you, you know, like, I don't know, I'll do it another way. Why don't you just do it this way? It's like, you could do it that way. Why you
Yeah.
don't just do it that way? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing it this way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So this is my path, and and this shit ain't gonna be easy. Ain't shit easy. You know what I'm saying? I know that. I understand that, but I do want to get to that point where, like, I'm a blueprint for the culture where we not like we don't understand our power. We never needed anybody. We never needed anything but us. If you got an idea, you can bring that idea to life. You thought it, you can manifest it. You can bring that shit to life. So everything I think, I say, okay, what does it take for me to actually bring this shit to life? And a lot of times it just takes that first step. Once you take that first step, everything else you start making more steps, and you start running. You know what I'm saying?
That's the hardest part about all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like even with Flight School TV, it's like a lot of this shit. It seem hard when you live in your head.
Yeah.
But when you just like fuck it, I'm gonna do it. You put one foot in front of the other, and the next thing you know, you just then started some whole nother shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it all started with that first step and actually not talking so much and actually getting out there and doing shit.
Yeah, because you'll overthink some shit. You be like, damn, what the fuck I'm gonna get 5,000 from for this? Damn, I need how much shit for this?
Right.
I need ooh.
And talk yourself out of it.
And talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
But my mentality, the way I think, like I'm gonna figure that shit out.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
exactly how I'm rocking right now.
It's
You
like-
know what I'm saying? Like shit. Hey, look, you down? All right, bet. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
And we'll figure this shit out along the
Figure
way.
this
You
shit
feel
out.
me? But know what I'm saying? The one thing that can't nobody take away from what you're doing is that you actually doing the work.
Yeah.
So people can talk from the sidelines. I would have did this different. You
Yeah.
should have did this.
Yeah.
It's like cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If it's some solid advice, I'll listen.
True.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm waiting to see what you're gonna produce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely like your approach. But sticking to the music and the fashion aspect, as far as like in 2019, 2020, what do you think is more important? A music artist's image or the quality of music?
Man, it's like, I think, here's the thing, right? If I walked into this room right now, y'all never knew who I was, you didn't know me, right? Before I even speak or introduce myself, what I have on, my appearance, speaks for me. It tells you a story. You're going to form a perception in your head of who I am, right? What type of person I am. Already in your head. Image is always important, no matter what anybody say. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go anywhere, people going to look at you and they're going to form their opinion. Whatever it is, they're going to form it. So I feel like in any circumstances, whether it's rap, whatever, in life, period, what you look like is a reflection of who you are.